Natural Born Killers. It's a real good movie. It's even kind of groovy. It stars Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis. Tommy Lee Jones is kind of stupid. Natural Born Killers. Natural Born Killers. Natural Born Killers are here. Woo!
Let's kick some ass.
Hey, this is Kickin' Ass
With Jesse
and Andy.
That was Natural Born Killers by my best friend, Neil Bibziak.
Yeah.
Special guest. AKA Chet the Jet.
Okay.
Special guest today, Mitch!
Hey guys.
What's up?
Jesse's neighborhood friend, Mitch. That's who's on the podcast today.
Childhood friend, Mitch. Hey guys, I'm honored to be here, so thanks for asking me.
Thanks for coming.
It feels good to be in the Kickin' Ass studios, man. This is quite the production.
It's going to get hot real quick.
How about this? ETID fans, if you're listening, you might recognize Mitch's voice because he is the fucking madman. And you're listening to fucking Dr. Antichrist. This is the podcast taking over, Kickin' Ass.
This
and Andy.
This is like a podcast reunion here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous.
Not a reunion, but it's just kind of like we just took a little hiatus.
Yeah. I mean, this is a little more of a pro setup than the podcast. I'm pretty impressed right here.
How many episodes of the podcast did you guys do?
13.
Yeah, I think we did 13. There might have been 14, but one got. There's like the Lost Files. I think the Tom Williams episode got lost.
The one I did with you guys were talking about stuff like that.
Yeah, ready for this? The fact that me and Mitch are in a band called Every Time I Die. We play together. We have managers. We have people who work for managers who couldn't figure out how to get the ETID podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, any of it.
Because you guys did SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, it's all music-related stuff. We're musicians. Jesse, the pro wrestler, who legit was just fumbling around to try to figure out where the record button was on a computer.
Yeah.
Figured it out like in a day.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I remember, dude, we sent emails. We had people from Epitaph being like, "Oh yeah, no problem, we can get that done." I mean, nothing. And then it just went silent to try to get these things on iTunes. Pure silence. Yeah, I mean, there was, I think they're still up on SoundCloud. But I mean, like, we didn't even have a microphone like you guys did. We were talking to a laptop on like GarageBand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even funnier was me and Andy bought like $600 worth of like equipment, and then we recorded one episode in his parents' living room with Kevin, our producer. And then after that, Kevin was like, "Hey guys, I have a studio." We were like, "Oh, cool!" So like we haven't used that equipment once.
We have a travel rig.
A producer and you got like the Baba Booey and Scott, the engineer, like all in one. Like this is really nice, guys.
Honestly, the tip of the cap goes to Mark Haggerty. He's the dude who Kevin helps us produce this, and then Mark was the guy I found, and he's like literally like a godsend. He got us on iTunes, Stitcher, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Andy was telling me about your guys' podcast, and I started getting real, because that was like my goal, was like just to get us on iTunes to be legit. And he was talking about you guys. I was like, fuck, man, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were in on the ground floor. We pretty much pioneered the podcast. We started in 2012.
Yeah.
We should have some sort of royalties coming to us from the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have I known Mitch longer than you?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys went to high school together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know you
We
guys.
pretty much started hanging when I was
kind of knew you guys in high school, but not really.
Because he grew up on the same street as my best friend, Neil Bibziak, that just sang Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
And
I hope that we can get that bumped up
in post.
In post.
We got a producer. So.
The story behind was, I remember it was me, you, and Neil. We walked home from football practice because it was like the summertime and our parents were working. So we walked home from football practice. Me and Neil were so hyped. Like, Natural Born Killers was getting ready to come out. Yeah. And we were just so hyped on it. We made a song while we were walking home.
Like, the movie, if I can recall, wasn't even out.
No,
like
not
it
yet.
was just previews.
Yeah, it was just, we were just so hyped on the previews. This is legit 1996.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? No, I think it was before that. It had to have been. I might even say it was like 94.
You guys,
I'm gonna say it was like.
Guys talk.
Yeah, no, you're probably right, because I graduated in 98. If we walked on football practice, that was like 94, 95.
I'm gonna say it was around 94. Yeah. I mean, if I was, Fuck, I actually did play football.
Yeah, true that.
One year.
You had a sweet interception.
I did. I played football my
94, boys.
94, yeah. I played football my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
Here's a question, though. How level was your flat top at?
I mean, we still got to put that up online somewhere. My mother, every time I go to my mother's house, she still has a photo of me, like, you know, those football photos you take or whatever. It's me on,
with the helmet?
It's me on
my
one knee.
Have mine too.
It's me on one knee with the helmet and the most level kid and play flat top. I mean, better than kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
seriously.
Like
you owned that thing.
What number were you?
I was 47.
Okay. Why were you 47?
I was probably the last person to get a number. They were just like, we got like 3 jerseys
Take
left
this
over.
one.
Here, buddy. I mean, you're not going to start. So here's 47.
What was it, Leonard Smith or Nate Odoms?
It definitely wasn't Nate. I think it was Leonard Smith.
Yeah, Leonard Smith.
And then Lynch.
Well, he had a really nice flat top. That's
Yeah.
what I was getting at. Is
Right.
like, maybe your
where this
whole
was going.
vibe was
Yeah.
like...
And then Lynch, like in the later years, like way past my football years, was 47, and he was a sick ass safety.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, here's cool 47. But anyway, I was terrible. I saw like no playing time. I remember I think it was like 3 weeks in. Contafio was like, Micciche, you're playing special teams. So it's like I'm like the kickoff team.
Oh yeah.
And like
at least you did that.
Right.
I didn't even do
and
that.
like my parents came to the game and like the opening kickoff, I'm running down. I like bumped into one guy. He like smashed me, like leveled me. It wasn't even anywhere near the play and didn't go in the rest of the game. My parents were like, "That's it."
Yeah.
Like that's all I
Who weighed
did.
more at the time?
Mitch.
Oh my god.
Mitch weighed more than
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I was the smallest dude on the team. By
Yeah,
far.
Jesse was by far the smallest guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like to say we walked home from football practice was like we didn't really play football.
Yeah.
Mitch played a year. I played 2 years and didn't start either year. I was
Yeah.
the smallest kid on the team both years.
Yeah.
Our football, like where we practiced football, like, so 2-a-days. You would do like
Yeah.
2-a-days.
grueling.
Yeah.
So
Good
like
time.
2-a-days, then you have like an hour and a half off.
Yeah.
There was a Ponderosa right there.
No, so
So we would
crush
like
Pondo
bust our ass, go to Ponderosa,
Yeah.
eat as many like breaded chicken wings as possible,
and then go throw it up.
and then puke.
Yeah.
What a schedule.
So I got to brag at least about my Bundy moment. So in the homecoming
dude, it's
game,
awesome.
we were getting smashed, and they finally put
was a
me in.
homecoming game?
It, well,
I don't remember
yeah,
that.
it was a homecoming game, but we were at Orchard Park, and because like homecoming was only big for like the varsity team.
Yeah.
So we were at Orchard Park. We were getting fucking crushed. And Contafio was like, all right, Mitch, you're in a corner. Because, like, that was my position, cornerback.
Yeah. Big special teams
Dude,
player.
I was so out of position on this play that their quarterback just somehow just threw it right
I
to
remember
me.
he just lobbed it up. Yeah.
I was nowhere near any of their receivers.
it's like-
So I don't know if it's because I was so out of position or like the quarterback, like the ball just slipped out of his
It
hands.
literally looked like he threw it right
went
to you.
right to me. Luckily, I caught it. I caught it around like the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make it in. And at that time, the gimmick on the team was if you had a defensive touchdown, the
Steak.
coaches took you out for a steak dinner.
Yeah, so everyone would scream.
I'm like-
everyone would scream steak if there was an interception.
The entire team was screaming steak. I go, holy fuck, I'm gonna get a steak. So I start cruising. No one's around me. I'm like, dude, I might fucking make this.
Yeah.
I get to the 30.
You were
I get to
super
the
close.
25, the 20. I'm like, dude. And then something, my body just started drifting to the sidelines. There was no one coming at me. I'm like, why am I running to the sidelines? My body just slowly kept going to the sidelines until I got to the 5-yard line and then
someone
just
knocked you out.
and just ran out of bounds. Like,
Did nobody knocked you out of bounds? I don't remember.
I think someone was kind of like trying to cut the angle a little
Yeah,
bit. And
but like I remember you like just going to the sidelines by yourself for no
dude,
reason.
it was just so sad. Like, so I got no steak, didn't score a defensive touchdown. Like everyone was like slapping me up, like kind of all pumped, like, yo, Mitch, you did it. I was like,
Yeah, 'cause you got-
well, what the fuck? You didn't get the steak though. I mean, we ended up losing.
Yeah.
But like the bus ride home was like kind of cool.
Because that was at that point like our team hadn't won a game in like 4 years or something.
we were fucking awful.
Yeah, it was real.
But yeah,
bad.
needless to say, after that year, I ended up like buying a car and like getting into music, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just done with football. So
I'm gonna try to go a different path.
Right.
But one Neil left out. See, Mitch's part in the Natural Born Killer song was
Yes.
in between each verse, like it's a real good movie. There was a guitar riff.
There was like a
kind of
yeah.
like Beavis and Butthead.
We were just
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
There was
and
a
shit.
in between every line. He left that part out.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Killer jam. And
Yeah.
I do got to give a shout out to Neil because he literally I asked him to record me that song. He's in Hurricane Irma right now. Like, him, his wife, and his baby had to leave Tampa and go stay with someone else. So he's, like, in a shelter house with, like, 7 people he doesn't know and still managed to, like, send me that song.
Can you imagine? Is Neil, does he still look the same?
Yeah, as he said, sounds the same, looks the same.
Big, blocky.
Literally hasn't changed.
Okay, so, like, imagine, if you guys, wrestling fans, if you know who Chet the Jet is from Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Yeah.
Just in a fucking house with a bunch of people, and he's like,
random people.
Keep it down a little bit, man. Hang on a second. And then singing that song.
Yeah, exactly. And then his wife also sent a picture that he brought his ab wheel with him, so he probably like ripped a bunch of ab wheels after with everyone staring at him.
That's amazing.
That's nice.
Yeah. Real nice.
Yeah. From what I remember, I haven't seen Neil in, it's been
well over 10 years.
Well over 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm talking like well over 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched like videos of him wrestling and stuff, but like my imagination of him standing in front of me is a tiny Brock Lesnar. Like, not full Brock Lesnar, just like a tiny version of Brock Lesnar.
We always used to say he looks like a big jacked up Anthony Michael Hall with like
yeah.
Now with like a whole bunch of tattoos.
That's great.
To put him over a little bit, as far as wrestling goes, Chet the Jet was most known for, he wrestled full time in Puerto Rico when it was hot in like the early 2000s. And then when he was under developmental with OVW, he beat CM Punk for the OVW heavyweight title when they were bumping Punk up to TV.
So cool.
Yeah, super cool. I saw the match. It was really good.
That's rad.
Yeah. Now, also, Mitch here. Mitch, we talked about this kind of the other day, but Mitch, you took me to my first concert ever. We went to Marilyn Manson at Jim Kelly's bar.
Yeah. Just to kind of briefly touch on what you were saying before.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm the only person I've ever met that like loved high school.
Really?
Yeah, like just the whole dichotomy of like what went on just like in our town with like
it is insane.
Dude, I've never talked to any like it was just so cool because like the jocks hung out with like the music guys.
Yeah.
The fucking stoners hung out with the fucking
That's a good point.
Goth dudes. So like
yeah, like when we got older, like when we were seniors, like everybody hung out with everybody.
Yeah, and so it was just weird, like just being even just like that street I grew up on. There was such an eclectic group of people, like
street hockey.
Right. Like I mean, I learned how to play guitar by fucking Laws, and like childhood friend Allison Sakalowski's boyfriend Ted was also a guitar player. He taught me my first power chord.
Yeah, gotta use full names.
Brian Chilzinski was like an insane fucking goth metalhead hockey player.
Oh yeah.
So like he kind of like bridged that gap of like a jock dude and like a metal
guy.
guy.
He was literally like Todd from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, and like a metal guy. Then we had Mike Godzala, who was like this like brainiac, like gonna be like a doctor dude.
Nicest human being, Beeg.
Right.
Nicest dude on planet Earth.
He had arthritis at age 14.
Yep.
Which was just insane.
Legit.
Like it was just like this street. This is all on one street, dude. No shit. I'm telling you.
Andy's snorting.
Which
I've never seen him do.
Dude, I mean, this street was fucking insane. And then Neil Bibziak, who was like
future pro wrestler.
Yeah, future pro wrestler who.
And when we were talking about how we sucked, Neil was like amazing at football.
Right, was just like this insane jock guy, but like, also super into music and super into wrestling, and that's how I met you. Was through like I went to Catholic school up until 8th grade, and then like it was like all of a sudden, boom, we're just all going to the same school. All these like insane people on the street, that just all hung out and played like street hockey or basketball.
And there was like the Buttons house, which was just like the crazy house.
The crazy house, but like they were like bass heads. Like they had like the neons in their car, and, like the systems. But like what's crazy is like those guys were super into like fucking crazy like house music and shit like that, but in their basement, that's the first time I ever heard Body Count. They were just blasting Cop Killer, and I was like,
rules.
Dude, like this is cool. Like I just being in that environment was just so crazy, but so awesome.
That's incredible.
So you're kind of just drawn from like all these different people, but they were all on that street, and we all went to the same high school, and then I mean, just like the music connection that we had going to shows and shit. Like
Yeah.
back then, I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind just 1 second.
Yeah.
I told this story on here really quick. I want to see if you remember it. Do you remember when we were playing street hockey? It was freezing outside, and you ripped a slap shot right into Laz's face.
Yeah.
Like he was literally 3 steps in front of you, and you like one of those orange plastic balls.
Oh yeah,
right into his grill.
It just fucking cracked him. like just dropped to his
this day,
knees,
it's
crying.
Like, it looked like he got shot with a gun. Like it was one of the scary because I was standing right there. That was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life.
Listen, when you're 14, you take stuff like street hockey real serious.
Oh yeah.
We were big time into street hockey.
He went to go clear the puck, and Laz was just kind of standing there in La La Land and got drilled.
Yeah. I mean, Laz, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
never got a chance to apologize to
you're
you,
a good guy.
Yeah, I remember that Marilyn Manson show. It was Jim Kelly, who used to be a quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, bought a bar downtown called Network.
Oh,
And,
he said it was Ogden Street. It was. I knew it was. It was that Network.
Yeah, it was at Network.
And it was downtown, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe there might have been 2 different Marilyn Manson. Wait, no, there has to be that show because
Marilyn Manson played Ogden for sure.
Okay,
but it was with
we went to that. That was with Clutch. That was later.
Marilyn Manson and Clutch for sure played Network.
Really?
I'm 100% positive.
Well, I know for sure. The first show I went to was Marilyn Manson and Monster Voodoo Machine because I bought their cassette tape at Record Theater.
Shit. Okay, maybe that one might have been at Network,
I
and then Clutch was at Ogden.
I was definitely at Clutch and Marilyn Manson.
Okay, you know what? They were very close to each other. Like one show was in '94, and the next show was like the next year. So I might give them. I'm getting them mixed up.
To rewind before that was me and Andy just talked about this too. When Manson and Monster Voodoo Machine played Network. That was before 9 Inch Nails came and Manson opened for him. You went to that show.
Oh yeah.
I didn't go to that one. Then this is when Manson came back after he opened up for Nin.
Yeah.
Which we could just talk about this whole podcast.
Do you remember when like
if you guys want to.
For real though, like do you remember when like bands like that, like liking bands like that was like cool?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because there was only the cool opener.
But there was not even that. I'm saying like there's like now, like, you wear a 9 Inch Nails shirt, and it's, like, cool, nostalgic cool.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were fucking enormous.
Yes.
And if you wore a 9 Inch Nails shirt, it was still cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, same thing with Manson. It was really fucked up. Like, now, people wear them for, like, nostalgic sake.
Exactly.
Where then, for some reason, like, yeah, if you wore, like, I don't know, what was, like, a hit band at that time?
94?
Yeah, like in 1994.
Well, Nirvana was huge.
No, not like Nirvana, because Nirvana was that band too. Like if you liked Nirvana, you were cool.
Okay.
Like it was still cool. I'm talking like what was big in rock at that time. Like what was like, you know what I mean? Like what was like the
GNR, like the Use Your Illusion was kind of like 92. I don't know, Guns N' Roses, or I mean, what was the big fucking? I don't know. I mean,
Like,
Guns N'
there had
Roses
to
is
been
pretty big
something.
there. I don't know.
You know, like what was the Nickelback of that time? Like if you
Oh,
came
that
in
time?
wearing that shirt, you were like, oh, you pussy.
That's tough.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't
was
think
gonna
that
say,
stuff
like,
existed then.
No, because I was gonna say like Pearl Jam or something, but no way.
Not even Pearl Jam.
No. Yeah.
I don't know. It's really weird. Think about that.
I will.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Guys, think about that.
It's funny you say Ogden.
That's true on that.
It's funny you say Ogden Street because I was in this limo bus the other day. I really don't know why.
As you know.
Just a bunch of us
As
were
you
just
will.
ignorant in a limo bus, just
Yeah.
driving around the South Towns, and we passed an old concert venue in Buffalo. They used to do shows called Ogden Street Concert Hall, and I think in '96, Limp Bizkit opened for Korn.
Oh yeah. That's one
And
of my favorite shows ever.
There's a Wendy's.
we good, Kev?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to
There's a Wendy's on the corner that is still there to this day, and I'll never forget. I was there with, I think, maybe Boakes, Micah Tillis, a couple other guys.
Yep.
And Fred Durst was in Wendy's eating a fucking meal
Yeah.
and was handing out his demo tapes.
That demo tape ruled.
He was
with,
personally, hey, please listen to my band, like his phone number in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember we listened to that demo tape in your car.
Yeah.
It had Counterfeit, Stuck, and there was 3 songs on there. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy. We
it's all right,
we
man.
might talk about Limp Bizkit for a
yeah,
while.
but anyway, I mean, just like the show thing, like, yeah, we were like the show trio, like me, you, Neil,
Yeah, Culpa.
our friend Culpa.
Yep.
You know, we went to those shows, we went to all the hardcore shows.
Yeah.
We would fucking drive to Syracuse to see fucking Earth Crisis, Downset, shit like that,
Cool.
and yeah, Integrity, and fucking every Snapcase show.
But you're like, I mean, to say I went to concerts, like, I want to touch on this. Like, the shows you have been to is like, Didn't you go to Sepultura, Biohazard, and Pantera by yourself?
I went by myself.
At Darien Lake.
No one would go with me. I couldn't.
Because we were like way too young.
A bunch of people. My friends were just
You weren't even 16, were you?
No, I was like 14. I have no idea. My parents drove me there and back. Okay, if you're not from Buffalo, you're not going to know, but Darien Lake is like halfway between Buffalo and Rochester. So it's
45 minutes.
It's like 45 minutes away. I mean, dude, the amount of shit that we would put our parents through to go to shows, was just insane.
Yeah.
Like, just to drive us, just to organize it was just fucking annoying.
You would drive me and 5 of my friends.
5 of my friends. Oh wait, you just worked for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Darien Lake. There's gonna be insane traffic.
I don't know. I don't know how I convinced my parents to take me there and back. I bought a solo ticket day of show, and because it was only one ticket, I ended up getting second row. Because it was just who's going by themselves?
Exactly.
There's a single seat here.
Just give it to them.
Dude, it was fucking awesome. It was my life-changing moment. It was one of them. It was fucking unbelievable. End of the show, it got so insane. The crowd rushed the barricade, and the Darien Lake Amphitheater, the stage is fucking 10 feet high. You have to have a friend boost your leg up to fucking get up there. 500 people rushed the stage. It was still on. It was on MTV News. I still remember to this day.
I know what you're getting at. It was on MTV News.
And Selmo took a mic, smashed fucking a security guard over the head with it.
Yeah.
Huge fight broke out. The last song was fucking hostile. There was a mosh pit on stage.
Right.
And I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, live my life.
This is it. That was. There were no cell phones. You know what I mean? You're not taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
All you had was that moment.
Yeah.
On stage, you're just fucking on stage with your fucking heroes.
And you're jazzed for 3 days after that.
Oh, I'm still jazzed right now talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Forever.
Fucking, 20 fucking 5 years later.
But that's what it's weird. I actually heard an interview with Rob Zombie, and he was saying that he was I remember opening for Pantera. In the early 90s, and he's before people had cell phones and all this shit, and people, you were scared because people were just trying to get over the barricade as hard as possible. They weren't focused on anything else, they're just losing their minds.
Yeah.
Dude, I talk about this
perfect example
all the time, is when going to shows at that time, I started going to shit when I was 12, 13, you know what I mean? Same thing, where it was just my dad I remember my dad dropping me off at the scrapyard to see Guar. Yeah. And the show, at Randall Studios. So Randall Studios was supposed to have Guar, and then a fight broke out between there was a couple fights. There was Integrity versus Snapcase, and then Shelter got their asses whooped by a bunch of local dudes.
Yeah,
not hardcore kids, guys that lived in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So the show, the venue got shut down, and then Guar's changed to the scrapyard. So my dad dropped me off at Randall Studios.
Where was the scrapyard?
It was on Main Street.
Really?
In Buffalo, yeah. So Dad drops me off at Randall Studio, and then I have to now get in a car with someone I don't know. I'm standing there by myself. I went to the show by myself.
Solo.
Yeah.
And then saw someone that I kind of knew, and they were like, yeah, you can hop in our car, go to the scrapyard, watch the show. And then my dad, I have to somehow get back to Randall Studio when I'm supposed to be there because my dad's picking me up.
Yeah.
And then I
figuring this out at 13 years old.
Running to the car. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I ran from where the scrapyard was to Randall Studios. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
It's just totally different.
Completely
you couldn't
different.
take an Uber.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mitch, you saw Nirvana.
Yeah, I think Andy was there too.
We were there.
Oh, you were there too?
We didn't know each other at the time.
We pit together, apparently.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember I bought the ticket at Home of the Hits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Uh-huh.
One of the great record stores that Buffalo had. That was
that was one of the first, the only record store I knew of in Buffalo where you could buy underground hardcore music.
That store was everything to kids like us.
Yeah,
it was
perfect. Even merch too.
Yeah, you T-shirts and you're just going there and just. Oh, you just saw Sick of It All play Warped Tour. Cool, I'm going to buy a Sick of It All record. Yeah. You open it up, you're like, oh, who's on their record label? Who are they thinking? Oh, fucking Warzone.
Reading the thanks was a big
cool.
Yeah,
then you're stoked to go back the next week and buy a
that
Warzone.
Black Train Jack CD.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't some crazy Japanese band open for
the Boredoms?
The Boredoms, yeah.
A band called the Boredoms opened.
They also opened for Brutal Truth a year before that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck, that rules.
There was a band from that time from Buffalo would always open called the Public Hanging. They would always play with Slither's band, who also worked at Home of the Hits.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
but I remember going to the Nirvana show in my Snapcase shirt, probably 3X, because I just saw them at UB at the Black Box earlier. It was like Envy, Tremendo.
That was Neil's first concert at the Black Box.
I was there with
place
them.
was
I remember
awesome.
it.
Neil still remembers.
place was
He goes, I wore a flannel and Will Smith construction boots.
Yeah.
That's his first concert.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Nirvana show was real cool.
You didn't go to? Did either of you guys go to Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Faith No More?
That was my first ever concert.
Oh, that was?
Yeah.
Because I didn't even put that. I was in Orlando. Guns N' Roses just played Buffalo again at is it New Era?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I didn't even put that together. That like, oh, they fucking played They played their the same thing like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I just remember that was a huge like it was in the paper and everything.
Dude, that was I'll never forget that one because Guns N' Roses. You know, Metallica, Faith No More opens, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
Then Metallica played. It was like a co-headliner, so like Metallica played like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. And just like destroyed.
Snake pits down there. Kids are fucking rocking. The headbangers going off. You know, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's a break, and then Guns N' Roses is supposed to go on like 45 minutes later.
Yeah, wasn't it like hours?
Well, they fucking, they didn't go on for like another 2.5 hours.
Ooh.
So people are getting bored, antsy, they're drunk.
Yeah.
A huge fucking food fight breaks out. There's just nachos, hot dogs, burgers, full beers flying through the air. Very awesome. And they got the video boards up, like the big video screens for the production, you know, on the stages. You got the cameramen. Girls on the shoulders, tits coming out. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is fucking cool.
This is
I'm
real.
just seeing boobs everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
this is
this is super cool.
That was your first concert?
First ever concert.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That was July of 1992.
Dude.
Yeah, I think I was probably 12 or 13 at the time.
Yeah, basically that's the stadium where the Buffalo Bills play.
Yeah.
And then GNR just played there again last month.
Went with Nick Stefaniak. He was also grew up in Gary Lane.
Yeah, Stiff.
Yeah.
AKA Stiff.
He kind of had like a mullet, but like the back part was like permed and curly.
Very cool.
Oh yeah.
I think he wore like one dangly gold earring.
One earring, like super.
Was it like a normal ass haircut too? Like
Kinda,
normal ass haircut?
pretty much.
Kinda, right. It wasn't like he was like trying to like style it that way. It was just somehow just like that's just how his hair grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, like super thin Figaro too, with like probably some awful charm on it. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He was also the first person to ever do to like chew tobacco. Like got super into dip.
Like he would like brag about it. Like, guys, check this out. He brings this tin out and he's like slapping it against his hand. Like that's like what you do with like your chaw. You like gotta pack it and then open it. I mean, I don't chew tobacco.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Also put Stiff on his license plates.
Yeah, he made it look real cool though. So.
Sure did.
There was like the last like. Do you ever like get in tune with things that you normally don't notice, and then you start noticing shit like not? It's like solely subconscious. Like recently, I've been really conscious to people packing their cigarettes. So it's funny that you say that. Like whenever it's around, and it is like that motion and the look is straight up wet dog shit.
Yeah,
like it is terrible. Like
I don't.
when
It
it's
doesn't.
just.
Yeah, because it
And then
doesn't
you, like,
really.
turn around.
It doesn't really do anything.
No.
There's no way.
But like the thing is too is like if you close your eyes and you just hear the noise and then turn around, you already have the image. Like you know what person is doing that. Like there's a certain kind of person that like makes the loud packing cigarette thing like in a store.
Yeah.
It's like you hear it and you're just like, oh, this guy's. Oh, there he is. You know, like he looks like he smokes cigarettes.
yeah.
Like a stained like Carhartt jacket. You know what I mean? Like a truck outside
work pants
that like is pieced together with other parts of a truck.
Yeah.
He's like the kind of guy that has like the exhausts that come out of the back of the truck.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the chick,
Yosemite Sam mud flaps.
yeah, the chick version of that is like probably has like a triple XL Tweety Bird shirt at home.
A chick packing cigarettes right now to me is probably the biggest turnoff.
Yeah. Like you're like, oh man, look at how hot that chick is, and then you hear like that, and your dick just goes inside of itself.
Yeah. Right.
So me and Andy just had this big tag team match together.
Yeah, I meant to say
day.
congratulations,
thanks,
guys.
on the tag straps.
I haven't seen you guys
People did
since
want us
then.
to talk about that.
I believe
People
it.
have hit us up.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you though, because all right, so like, I try to like talk to like. There's been a couple of times where I've been like in the ring with Andy, and like I try to like talk to him and like goof around. I'm sure you guys talk on stage when you're playing,
sometimes.
right? I mean, not
You really
a lot.
can't hear because it's like really loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
your ears are just getting blown out. So even if it's not loud,
Yeah.
it's still like I'll go over and I'll say shit to him because there's like Jordan Buckley is like a human anomaly when it comes to like moving around.
Yeah,
like,
just
he's like
everywhere.
made of rubber. So something will happen and like I'll go over to Mitch and be like, "Whoa, dude, did you see that shit?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then usually he'll be like, "What?" Like, look at me like all mad. Like,
Yeah, normally, I mean, it's something. Either something insane has to happen out like while in the crowd while you're playing,
to get you to.
or it's just the everyday 6 shows out of 7, like in like a break between the songs. You're just like, well, these monitors suck.
Yeah.
It's just like the same shit where you're just like, oh shit, well, this doesn't sound like it did before. Or
Yeah,
like,
I
wow,
gotcha.
you're blaring. Like, I mean, it's just kind of,
yeah.
we might just like chop it up like dumb shit like that. But like,
Yeah.
you know, unless, or like sometimes something just fucking insane's going on in the crowd. And then like,
Holy shit.
Yeah, Keith will kind of like, you know, get some
Play
like,
to it.
In Gothenburg, Sweden, there's a fucking really low decibel limit. And I remember having conversations with, like, we're playing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, I can hear you talk.
That's
Yeah.
Like that. Where you're like, hey, man. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like, we're a fucking rock band.
Yeah.
right.
Let us fucking rock.
Because Andy gets real self-conscious about taking a shirt off when he wrestles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at this fucking guy.
I mean,
I
yeah,
gotta be next to fucking him?
I know. Well, I mean, you just gotta get better lighting.
Yeah, lighting
Yes.
helps.
Yeah,
We
we need-
tried that the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I look like fucking Dick Murdoch. His response back was, you're standing next to the second coming of Ravishing Rick Rude. Talking about himself.
I mean, fuck yeah, dude. Just fucking put yourself over.
I've been telling you to hit the tanning bed.
I
Yeah.
have to go tanning.
Also, Mitch, I love that you're like picking up on wrestling terms. It's the
Yeah.
best. Like when you
He-
text
yo,
me
he
like
freaks
brother and
out
shit.
over-
It's
yeah.
awesome.
He freaks out over. There's a few that he
Yeah,
gets freaked.
I gotta say, like, your guys' passion for wrestling when we were growing up was just so
Like off the charts.
insane and
Yeah.
intense. But like, it never really was like a part of like me growing up. I was so just into like sports and then
Music.
sports and music
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. That,
Everybody
like,
has their thing.
I never really got into like the wrestling thing. I'll tell you what, except until ECW kind of came around.
Yeah, so it was so
and
different.
dude, like the late, like 98, 99, like Sandman,
Yeah.
Sabu, Taz,
That's when wrestling was
Dudley Brothers, like,
Yeah.
dude, I was so,
Oh, I forgot you used to come to the ECW shows.
dude,
with us
yes,
in Buffalo.
I was so into that.
Yeah.
Like,
because those shows like almost weren't like a wrestling.
no, I mean, I still to this day remember Sandman coming out to enter Sandman.
Yeah.
He just had
Cracking
this
a beer.
fucking stick.
Yeah, cracking a beer.
Cracking open a beer just in his pocket. Cracking open,
smoking
almost,
cigarettes.
it's almost, I mean, his gimmick is kind of like, I mean, I see Jordan do it every day on stage.
Yeah.
Fucking slams the beer, smashes it over his head, throws it out.
Throws it
Like,
out, yeah.
dude, it was just so fucking cool. And when you guys were kind of doing your
did the
backyard
HCW
wrestling
stuff, yeah.
You guys were doing the HCW stuff,
Yeah.
and I would go to the shows, and I would be like, "Holy fuck!" Like this is. I mean, I'll never
wild.
forget it. Like the
Yeah.
fluorescent light bulbs were coming out. You guys
Yeah.
were flying through tables. I mean, like real blood.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, like
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like in like this roller skating rink in like our hometown.
Yeah, how we pulled that off, I don't know.
And I remember. I just went through this phase where I just loved taking pictures
Yeah.
on like disposable
oh,
cameras.
yeah, that was a big thing.
And I still have pictures in my shoebox to this day. The last move I did, I was like going through all my pictures. I still have pictures of you guys in spinners. Like fucking what looks like, 15 feet in the
flying
air,
through the
like
air,
mid-flight.
ship breaking,
Yeah.
bleeding.
So, I mean, I was just so into that. And like,
Yeah.
I remember you and Neil doing like promo videos.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like,
hyping it up.
okay, like this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
But like, you guys went 100%,
Yeah.
just full in. And
Pretty much the same with you with music.
yeah.
And it's, I mean, I'm sure you've done the same shit with like musicians you've met. Like for me, I still I just did this within the past 6 months. Like if I do a show with like those dudes from ECW, like I ask them about those Buffalo shows, and they all remember and they all love talking. Dude, it's so fucking fun to talk to them.
Yeah, man.
Were you there when they beat up the dude from the Edge? I don't know. I know you came to. It wasn't because you came to the first one with us. It wasn't
Yeah,
that one.
no.
There was another one. Yeah, they just slapped around a dude from the Edge. It's awesome. And then he ended up like suing, and it's like as soon as I said Buffalo, the guy was like, "Yeah, do you know so and so, the guy for the fucking DJ?"
Oh, sick.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Fuck them up, dude.
I love it.
There was so we have a friend named Micah Tillis.
Yeah.
He was like a fighter guy now. He's
Yeah,
an MMA
MMA.
guy. And he had he used to have, he like broke his nose or something like that when he was like a kid or
Yeah.
something like that. So his nose was like crooked, and then he got a nose job or
Yep.
whatever. But, like, people used to make fun of him because of his nose. And at Buffalo,
Yeah.
I was watching an old pay-per-view, an old ECW pay-per-view. Someone had a fucking banner on that said something about Tillis' nose.
What?
I swear I gotta go back and listen to it. I want to know who the fuck it was that did it.
Was it in Buffalo?
It was huge. Dude. It was like a bed sheet. It said like Tillis. It said like Gonzo Tillis or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, well, we're the only people that know him.
Yeah.
That would have been there.
Yeah.
And I went to all of them. That was at Burt Flickinger. I was in college at the time.
Yeah.
At ECC.
Was it the pay-per-view they did here or something?
Yeah. I mean, they did 2 pay-per-views here. They did, what is it, November to Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was the Bam Bam versus RVD.
Yeah.
Like, that was there. And then they did... There was another one, too. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But there was another... They did another paper.
I mean, they came here a bunch.
A bunch.
Yeah. What I was getting at earlier, though, was about you not liking to take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Was then
it's not that I don't like to take my shirt off.
Well,
okay, it
after
is
when you got we win the tag titles, and you got all fired up and took your shirt off.
Yeah.
And I was right there, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah, big man!" And
Yeah.
like you didn't break at all.
Oh,
There's a couple times I tried talking to you, I got nothing.
Well, listen,
you were so in the zone.
Yeah.
for that being said, my fucking jaw was fucking throbbing. So like during the match,
Oh.
I don't want to like.
Got rocked in the
I don't
grill.
want to fucking kayfabe anything here or fucking whatever. So we did what was called a waterfall, where we're supposed to go. It's supposed to be like move, move, move. You know what I mean? Then move on to like the next section of this match.
Yeah.
It starts with me throwing a high cross body,
Yeah.
which I always do. It's like
It's your thing.
one of my SIGs. So I
Wait, SIGs means signature move?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a
made that
thing.
up
He
on
just
the
made that up.
Yeah, okay.
So I throw the high cross body and then completely blank. So I'm trying to grab PB Smooth and like go for the pin, and
not
PB's
supposed to.
literally shoving me, going, "Get the fuck away! Like stand up!" And I'm just like, "Oh shit, yeah, waterfall." So I get up, I see Colby coming at me. And I'm like, I know that I have to throw a line, but I have no idea what's happening after. Like, oh yeah, throw a line. So I throw the fucking line, and he does a spin kick that connects right to my fucking jaw. Like because I had no idea what was coming next. I was like,
Couldn't protect yourself.
Instead of protecting myself, I just got kicked right in the jaw, and like died. And then, like, you know, getting taught in wrestling, I'm like trying to fucking. I remember like before the match. Jesse just everybody take your time. And, like, literally right before we're about to start, just really loud, you're like, all right, boys, let's go slow. Let's take it slow. Like, to the guys wrestling. Like, our enemies or whatever. He says it, whatever. Who gives a fuck? So, he's like, take your time. So, the way that the match ended, PB comes charging at me. Colby's holding me. I take one of the titles to the head. So I take a belt to the head, and I'm down on the ground. So I don't know if I want to talk about that part. So, like, the ref, earlier in the match, legit hits his head, and he's, like, concussed.
Yeah, the referee legit knocked himself out and was snoring, which I didn't know.
In the back. And it was, like, something like, he took, like a boot. It wasn't, like, something unsafe. He said he was just concentrating on taking the boot, and he totally forgot about
Brothers also had a series of concussion problems.
Yeah.
So
he took the boot, and when he fell, he like landed on his head and
knocked himself unconscious.
Put himself out and ran to the back. So like the whole thing was now that he's in the back, their then valet comes out who had previously earlier in the match. This sounds like it's a 30-minute.
Yeah, Ben
this is about a 12-minute match.
A lot going on.
So the chick goes. She gets kicked out earlier for cheating.
She comes back.
She comes back with the titles. I'm getting held up. I take the title to the head. Blah, blah. Now, I'm on the ground for what seems like an hour. So I'm on the ground. I'm just like looking. I'm just like, blah, blah. Like, oh yeah, take my time. And I'm holding my head. My jaw's still kind of jacked. And I'm rolling around just kind of like this. And I'm looking. I'm like, when the fuck are they going to do the next part of this? And I'm like trying to see. And then finally it comes. Jesse is about to get hit with the title. He moves out of the way. Colby takes the belt. He goes down. Now Jesse's up. PB goes to throw a big boot at him and takes the rope. So PB's like, I don't want to say his real height. He's 7 feet.
Yeah.
So he goes to like kick Jesse. He gets balled by the ropes, and now he's hung up.
Sitting on the ropes.
This is where Concussion Brother
Comes
Omega
back.
is
Yeah.
supposed to come back
Comes back.
and hit him with a kick.
Yeah, took a second.
I'm looking over, and PB is just on the ropes again because everything's kind of slow motion when you're doing that shit for like 15 minutes. And he's like kind of falling, and I could keep seeing him like kind of look towards the entrance. Dude's not there, and then finally Omega comes running and throws like a normal kick. He gets out, and now you're standing up, and we're gonna do our like the finish of the match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I just got hit with a title. Like I can't get up. Like, hey, I'm fucking here. And
Yeah.
I think I did that in another match that I watched, and I was like, the finish was coming, and I was like, I just stood up. And
Yeah,
threw
it's
a
called
choke
0
slam.
to hero.
Yeah, so I was like, ugh, and I got up and I like acted that my head hurt, and I was like, oh shit, and then hit the ropes, threw the big lariat. 1, 2, 3, we're the champs.
Yeah, we're the champs.
Holding it, but I'm like, I just got hit with a fucking title in my fucking jaws in the 3rd row. I gotta fucking keep this up, like I'm hurt.
On the big cell.
So I'm winning, but I'm like, oh, my fucking head, I'm selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You get
I'm
what
all
I'm
about
saying?
the cell.
I'm Sissy Spacek, and I'm going for the fucking, you know what I mean? Capacity crowd of 180. All trying to feel,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
This
Emotions
guy
are
got
running
his
high.
ass whooped. He didn't get to take a title, so he can be all charged up. So I take the fucking pop the top because I got to get some ventilation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rip the tarp off.
I'm
Yeah.
sweating.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I got to get some ventilation. I take it off, and this guy's making jokes. Not even thinking the fact that I take a title to the head.
Right.
These things are heavy. You know?
I'm kind of getting reintroduced to the whole wrestling thing through Andy because he's just so
it.
passionate and
Oh,
into
yeah.
it. And Brother and Gimmick are just there's in my everyday
Because you
vocab
can
now.
use them at any time.
I mean,
so it's the best.
just everything's a gimmick now.
Yeah.
Like I just love it.
Exactly.
Like we walk into a club, we're just like, okay,
this gimmick?
yeah, look
Yeah.
at this monitor gimmick.
Exactly.
Like look at this riser gimmick.
love
The
that.
gimmick table.
The gimmick table's the best.
I mean, dude. I mean, this drink that I'm drinking right
Yeah.
now.
Uh-huh.
This was like a gimmick of mine for a while. Because Shinfo, the first time I ever saw this drink, we were in Kevin Nash's house actually.
Oh, for
I'm
real?
gonna say that.
Big sexy.
Uh-huh.
And
he loves the buy gimmick.
and they had this on a table far away, and like I was kind of far away, and it used to be called Buy 5, but from far away, look, they said Baja. I'm like, yo, what's that Baja drink?
Yeah.
And I got closer, and the J, what I thought was a
Whoops.
J is an actual I,
Yeah.
and the 5 and an A, I thought it was a 5. I thought it was an A.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, and Kevin Nash's wife was like, "Oh, we get them at Target. They're so good. You want to have one?"
Hell yeah.
And I loved it so much that like I just started seeking this drink out. I still call it Baja to this day. Now it's just Bai or Baj,
now it's the Bow's gimmick.
but I'm still drinking this gimmick from
Kevin
a year
Nash.
ago.
Yeah,
from Kevin Nash's house.
It's the best.
We like stayed at we stayed
you guys
at-
all? I thought just you and Keith stayed
no,
there.
the whole band
Everybody
stayed
stayed there?
It was fucking awesome.
That rules.
And that was like
And that's when, didn't he stay up? Like, you guys went
Yeah,
to
he
bed and he was like,
slips.
I stay up till
he sleeps opposite.
Yeah.
He says so. Like he falls asleep
drinks red
at
wine
like
like all night.
4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. But like that's the thing. Like you hear like good things and you hear bad things about Kevin Nash. He's fucking Diesel.
Yeah.
And he's fucking Kevin Nash.
Exactly.
So like
That was a cool shit, Mitch.
and he was
Wow, it was awesome.
the
Yeah,
fucking
that's great.
coolest.
Yeah.
He is by far the fucking coolest dude. And like that's the thing, if we were all in Daytona, like he would be like, yeah, come to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and hang out. Like it's crazy.
He was probably one. I mean, when I met him, I was like, "Whoa!"
It's
Because of like how
intimidating.
I mean, he
He's
is
legit 7 feet tall.
massive.
Yeah.
Like Andy standing next to him
It looks
made
like-
him, look like
Yeah.
me next to
up with
Andy.
his
I mean,
person,
it was he is a monster.
Yeah.
So like super intimidating, but like super nice. His son's like
His
a
son's
big
a fan,
fan
right?
of a big
Yeah.
fan of the band, so he came out to like a show and was just fucking super rad.
His son is like bigger than I am.
Yeah, I've never
he's like
met him.
21.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he looks like a grown man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. They brought Nash into Buffalo for a show, and this is when I was still working at the airport, and I saw him walking through the airport, the halls, and he had I figured he brought his family with him because there was a whole bunch of people around him, and then I saw him walk for a while, and then I realized like, oh no, he was by himself.
Yeah.
He was just walking. People are just so drawn to him. He's so big, and he was literally just talking and just walking, and everyone's just around him, like just listening to him. Like, it's the coolest thing ever.
But that was like the thing, like with me, like he just sat up with me and talked to me.
Oh yeah.
And I was like literally falling asleep.
Yeah.
I was like just nodding out while I was there.
I gotta go.
And I
man.
think he actually even told me, he's like, dude, just go to bed. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, I just like went
You've had
upstairs,
enough.
fell asleep, and then like the next day.
But like to you, it's like, yeah, I mean, how cool is it that you can sit?
You have
You
no
obviously want
idea.
to take full advantage
And
of
then
it.
the next day, remember, we got up early and we went to go get breakfast.
Yeah.
So we went to breakfast with his wife, and then
And he like called his order in.
yeah,
Or
he was like,
something.
hey, what about? But like, she was like, hey, we gotta go because E's coming here to like interview him for Magic
Mike was out,
XXL.
right?
Yeah. And then when we got back, he's like in a suit, getting like makeup done, and I kind of felt bad for him because he couldn't move. Like we were all over in one section, he was just like sitting by himself in the living room, just like trying not to fuck his makeup up. And he goes, hey Andy, come here. Want to hear some rib stories? And I was like,
Sure do.
like went over and like just told me like all the best ribs.
That's amazing.
Like told me about one. I'm sure this is out in there anyways because they're still friends. But there was like a 1, 2, 3 kid,
The frog one?
with the shaved eyebrows.
Oh yeah.
But like if you notice, like 1, 2, 3 kid from like his first couple matches in WWE, he has no eyebrows.
That was like a thing back in the day. With like, if you would get drunk and pass out, they would shave your eyebrows.
Yeah.
And you're on national television for a living. Like,
So
what
cool.
the fuck?
But yeah, they
did it to Flair before.
They shaved. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
he's
like,
got some bushy ass eyebrows.
yeah,
too.
like it's serious stuff.
So like they shaved 1, 2, 3 kids one eyebrow. So like the conundrum with having one shaved eyebrow is like,
what do?
I fucking leave this one eyebrow, wait for the other one to grow in? Do I shave them both, wait for them both to grow in, or do I like leave the one and like kind of
Draw it
pencil it in or something like that?
That looks good.
So 1, 2, 3 kid just shaved him, and then everybody told him that like the Smoking Guns did it.
Oh yeah.
And he fucking he put like super glue in the rim of their hats.
Oh, their hats.
At a house show. They went out there and worked, and they couldn't take their fucking hats off their heads, so they just worked with 10-gallon cowboy hats on. And apparently he was like looking through the apron and like laughing, and like Nash and Hall were like, well, this is our guy, like we gotta watch him. It's our fault that this all happened.
It's literally just
Did you have Mike Barton, who's like an actual like
badass.
Yeah, he's gonna murder this guy.
It's just like dudes being on the road so much that they're just bored. So they just rip the shit out of each other.
That's so fucking funny.
Didn't you guys? I remember Mitch, you telling me. Didn't you? Have you gone to the movies with Andy, like on the road sometimes?
I like movies.
I
know you're not a big movie guy.
I got this new gimmick where I just go to like one movie a year.
Yeah.
He picks the worst movies.
Well,
yeah,
I think that's
really bad. I think. Well, okay.
That's the worst. I remember. I think you guys went to go see Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer.
Oh yeah, that was like 2012.
Somewhere like you knew, like I hadn't seen it in a while, and you just knew I like movies. You're like, yeah, I went to go see that Vampire Killer movie with Andy. Like, cool.
I mean, I might have said this on the podcast before, but 1997, I went to the movies on Christmas night to go see The Jackal.
Yeah.
Fucking. By the way, there's nothing about this that kicks. I know this is a kicking ass podcast.
This is the opposite.
The story does not kick ass. The movie did not kick ass. I think it actually got 2 thumbs down. Like nothing about this is good. It was like Bruce Willis was like it was like a hitman.
I never saw it,
It was like
I
a
know
hitman
what you're
hired by the mob. I think Richard Gere was in it. Like,
yeah,
it was just,
Jack Black plays like a small role.
yeah, absolutely terrible. Anyway, it was Christmas night. And I went to the Thruway Mall movie theater with Dave Borowski, and I had all my Christmas money in my wallet, and my wallet fell out of my pocket. I think we didn't even stay for the whole movie. It sucked. So then when I got home, I realized I left my wallet there. So I called the place, like, oh, we didn't find anything. So like, at the time when you're 18, you got like
huge deal.
I don't know, you got $300 or something I had for Christmas. I was like, fuck, I just lost all that money, and I saw the worst movie ever that we didn't even stay for. 2 weeks later, the wallet shows up to my house because like my license was in there, but like all my credit cards and the cash was gone. So I was like, fuck. Then I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I just ruined
The movies
going
suck.
to the movies for
Yeah,
me.
fuck
So
this.
now my new gimmick is I just go to the movies once a year. Sometimes I'll do a double header. I've done a triple header once.
Whew.
The triple header was what was it? The movie Up.
Yep.
Fuck.
Just scarred from the movie.
Something to Hell. What the fuck was coming out?
Go to.
Not Go to Hell. It was
Yeah.
With the chick that...
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
It was Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
that was it.
Me and Laura just talked about it the other
It's
day.
so fucking good.
It's super
Yeah.
good. Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. And what the fuck? The first movie was probably what was that dumbass movie they go to Vegas and the fucking
The Hangover.
Hangover.
Hell yeah.
I think that was the trio. So like I did that one day. Like a couple of years ago, what did we do? We did the NWA movie, and what was that movie with Gordo? The Gift.
Gift.
No,
Went to go see The Gift.
And that was your pick.
That was my
They're
pick.
You let Mitch
pretty
pick
good.
because he never... It was terrible.
The Gift?
Hey,
That was awful.
Is it with, who's the chick in it?
I don't know who the chick
Is it?
is.
Is it? Was it the? I don't know if it's the same movie I'm thinking.
We might
of.
be thinking of different
Yeah.
movies. This has Joel Edgerton in it, and he like comes.
Where the
to
dude
us-
has a fucked up face and he like has the gift. Oh, I'm thinking of The Box. Never
Yeah.
mind. I never saw the gift.
No, not the box.
Okay, I'm thinking-
Yeah,
okay.
that's Ed Harris, right?
Yep.
Isn't that one right? Yeah. So like,
I never saw
the
the gift.
gift
Mitch picks it.
is it's the guy from fuck me. It's the guy from Ozark.
Oh, Justin Bateman.
Yeah. So
yes, that's
he's
him,
in
yeah.
it, and then Joel Edgerton, the dude that plays. In The Fighter, he was like opposite of Tom Hardy in The Fighter.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Joel Edgerton. That's and like he's like this guy named Gordo that like comes to the house
Here
and
we
keeps
go.
giving gifts or whatever like that, and then like Justin Bateman's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like
the
stops-
movie goes nowhere.
I was loving it. Then a couple
It's
years.
seriously like a dry hand job, like but like from like a super hot chick. Like, oh man, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looks
Like,
really good.
This
but-
girl, we're gonna just like suck and fuck all night,
Six
and then
and
next
six
thing you
trailer.
know, just a dry hand job
Yeah,
in a car.
with like no finish either.
Yeah.
And then I think you might have declined this because the movie was so bad.
my God.
Me, Keith,
I remember.
Jordan, and Daniel went to go see Unfriended, the Facebook movie.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
Turned it
Yeah.
down.
I mean,
Fuck yeah.
I think Daniel walked out. I give it
premise-
five out of 5. I give
me and
that
Laura
one.
watched it. We liked it.
Yeah,
Daniel is
it was great.
It's all right, man.
Daniel is like a art house guy though.
Right. So yeah, I don't know.
not a bad
See a
lineup.
couple here and there. It's got to be on the same day.
If you
though.
haven't noticed yet, Jesse sweats. He
Yeah,
was sweating 2
it's-
minutes into this.
I mean, the studios do get a little hot. I gotta admit.
Are you hurting right now? or
No,
you doing
I'm okay. I mean,
Okay.
I see you guys got this vintage above ground pool. I might jump in after we're done taping here.
Two podcasts ago, I walked out and I let it because he wouldn't stop talking,
love it.
and I was just pouring.
Yeah.
but he was ribbing
One of
me
my
too.
gimmicks.
He kept doing it because I
Yeah.
was
I
hurting
kept
so
just
bad.
like, no, Jesse, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
One more question.
And that's it. Yeah, I had to go. Fuck, that reminded me of two stories. One was the Vanilla Ice show at Showplace.
Yeah.
When same thing happened to me. I was just getting ready to move away to wrestling school. And I mean, so I'm like 18, 19 years old, and my wallet fell out during the show. And then I was like, fuck, I had like I had $100 in there, which is a big deal, 18, 19 years old. Plus I'm just getting like, obviously I was saving money to go to wrestling school. And I lost my fucking wallet. And then like, as I was leaving Showplace, like the bouncer at the door was just holding it in the air. Like,
Wow.
luckily someone but all the cash was gone.
Yeah.
Could have been worse, but it was like saying I just like losing all that cash was like, man, when you're
Yeah.
that young, it was like
$100
the worst.
is a kick in the balls.
Yeah,
It is.
I mean,
For Vanilla Ice, though, that show was sick.
but yeah, it was so, like I remember I had such a good time. Like it was right before I was getting ready to like move away. Now
Yeah.
were you in Kid Gorgeous when you guys opened for that?
Yeah.
So I think I had to work and I missed you guys. I remember, was it you guys, Scarhead and Vanilla Ice?
A band called Dial 7,
Oh yeah.
which, I mean, I have absolutely no idea
Are
what
they
they
still going?
sound like. I mean, they probably aren't even on Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, please look that up.
Let's hear their hits.
I played guitar in a band called Kid Gorgeous, which is pretty much how I learned how to play guitar in that band. You know what I mean?
That's
It was
great.
like I kind of had like the power chord thing down, and I just never had the patience to be like Slash or like Hanneman or fucking Hammett. Guys, we got Dial 7 fired up here for your listening pleasure.
Just going.
Wait, is this like a
serious-
jam, like ska band? What is this?
Dial 7,
This
yeah.
must have been like their later stuff.
It was like Stuck Mojo.
Oh, yeah. I thought I heard that they were this kind of band.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
You know what? I might put that in my queue.
I do remember hearing that they were that kind of band.
Yeah, we had one record out, and it was from 1998.
Scarhead is like a New York City hardcore band, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. They were great. We played, I think, Every Time I Die, I ended up playing a couple shows with them down the road. But
Crown of Thorns.
But yeah, I mean, that was cool. We did, Kid Gorgeous, only, we didn't really do too much. We did a couple tours here and there. But
got to open for Vanilla Ice.
We opened for Vanilla Ice, and it was great.
With his metal album.
May have been the first time in history where, like, two bands went head-to-head. Like, Every Time I Die and Kid Gorgeous to play this place called the Oakville Pine Room.
Yeah.
And we would set up, like, they would go on one side of the room, we would go on the other side of the room, and then we would go back and forth. We'd play, like, Every Time I Die would play 2 songs, they would play 2 songs. Yeah, we would, like, do split sets.
It's like a super sweet fucking idea.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And, that's how, I eventually met Andy. We probably ran into each other at shows here and there, but Kid Gorgeous played Buried Alive's first ever show in Buffalo at the Mercury Theater. And I remember, I think we opened, or we might have played second, and I don't know what it was with our band, but like everyone just loved to like hate us, like in the scene.
Yeah.
Like we had our guitar player, this guy John McCarthy, who was actually Every Time I Die's first bass player. Just did some like demo stuff, played like the first couple shows. He played guitar in Kid Gorgeous, and everyone just hated him. Like John was like the dude that like, you know what I mean, was just like a prick, or like, would go around play like mailbox baseball.
He was real sarcastic, I remember.
Yeah, just like super,
I want to tell a story about John McCarthy.
Super dry.
Yeah.
But like, there was just this rumor that like, oh, Andy Williams is gonna be in the pit for Kid Gorgeous. He's gonna come on stage and fuck you guys up. I remember like hearing that rumor, and I was like, fuck. And I'll never forget putting my amp on stage. I'm like, just like, turning my amp on, doing some line checking. I look out, and the only person I see is Andy in overalls with no shirt on. And I was like
his move.
I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, well, all right, well, Andy Williams is gonna beat us up. And I think the first song, I saw him just like eliminate people in the pit, and I was like, fuck, okay, hell yeah, this is fucking cool.
Total elimination.
Yeah, like this is fucking rad. All right, he doesn't want to beat us up, he's actually beating other people up in the pit. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I just remember that's probably the first time I ever like talked to you or like slapped you up, and like it was just a good vibe from there. And like we were just kind of, every Time I Die and Kid Gorgeous, would play shows a lot, and we were just.
Let me interject.
Yeah.
So the interjection here is we had a bass player at the time named Aaron Ratty, and he played on like, so like John was going away to China.
Yeah,
Japan first.
Yeah.
So the thing about John is he had a horrible stutter.
Oh yeah.
Like at this point in time, he had an awful stutter.
Yeah.
And then I remember him telling us like, "Hey guys, like I don't want to do the band anymore. I want to do Kid Gorgeous full time." And then, but he still like was always around.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Aaron to play bass for us. Aaron Radizak to play for us. Who Aaron had like a really good job. So like this is early on too. So the brothers were still in school and stuff like that. And Aaron had this like real job. So like we'd only play shows like every once in a while. Like probably like 5 or 6 shows a month. You know what I mean? Like here and there.
Yeah.
So what I was getting at is, so John had a horrible stutter, and I remember the conversation, him telling us, I have 2 really good, like, this isn't a really good story, but the other one's really good about John.
Don't worry, the next one.
So I remember John telling us that he was going to, like, go to, like, China to, like, teach English.
Yeah.
And we all were like,
what?
how the fuck are you going to teach English with a fucking stutter?
Oh, yeah.
But you can't
Yeah.
say something like that, like, out.
Yeah,
and I
but
remember,
you're all thinking it.
Yeah, I remember every time I died going to Japan, like at the time he was like living in Japan, and him coming to the show, and he didn't have a stutter. Like his stutter was gone.
Really?
Yeah, and he like spoke in question, It was really weird. He's like, it's nice outside.
Oh, because that's
And
how
you
you
would be
talk
like-
to Japanese people, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you're standing outside. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is, John. It was just really weird. But like,
And I remember Garlip saying that, like, you guys saw McCarthy, and he's like, and he didn't speak one word of Japanese. Like,
Yeah.
he's been living there and knew zero Japanese.
it was just really weird.
Yeah.
But going back to like the bass player situation, so he left. We got Aaron. Aaron is the guy that played on. Did he play in the demo, or was that still John?
I think Aaron
It was
just played
just-
on the Last Night in Town record.
I remember
Okay,
Aaron
yeah.
being on the cover for Last Night in Town.
Aaron is ripping. He's like an amazing musician.
Yeah.
And I remember so Aaron, once the band started picking up a little bit, we'd get more and more shows, and like Aaron could only do the weekends. So if we had to like go away for like a week,
Yeah.
Mitch would like jump in the van, and he would play bass.
Fuck yeah.
And then it just became like, oh shit, okay, well, we got this 1 week tour. All right, Mitch is coming with us. All right, we got this 2 week tour. Mitch is coming with us. Oh shit, we got a month-long tour. Okay, Mitch is coming with us. And then Mitch was just in the band.
Yeah.
We never told Aaron he was out.
Aaron was never
told
a
us.
conversation.
Aaron filled in and played some songs a couple years ago, and legit was like, "You guys never kicked it." We just
It's like, can I come back,
Dude,
guys?
that is like 100% right. I remember
so funny.
I remember like when it came to a head, there finally was like a show in Buffalo after I'd done a couple tours, and no one had told Aaron what was going on. And I remember going up to Rat Boy, I was like, hey,
oh, boy.
I'm like, what are we gonna do here? And Rat Boy goes, I don't know, just have like 2 bass players on stage tonight. And like he was kind of half serious, or like then kind of walked away and was like smirking.
Just hadn't thought about it.
Yeah, and it was just like I guess Mitch, I guess you're just kind of, it just kind of happened. Like I remember like just not really doing any more Kid Gorgeous like shows, and it was just like, I was just saying, I mean, I was at college at the time, I'm just skipping weeks of
Yeah, 'cause
school.
you were
Just
at
like,
the time, right?
yeah, just saying fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
Jordan was still in high school. I mean, Keith and I
Rat Boy
were
was
in
in
college. Rap Boy, yes.
Rap was in high school?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a high school band that's like still going, like 19 years later. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty fucking crazy to think like, fucking how many. There's like millions of ways for like little reasons for a band that can break a band up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's just so hard to keep a band together for this fucking long.
Yeah.
And like member changes and all
Here's
that
the
shit.
second story. I got to tell you guys the second John McCarthy story. And
Oh,
this
yeah,
is-
that's right. Yeah,
this
bring
is
that.
100% going to be a Jesse Belly Laugh story. Did you come with us when we played ARP Fest with Maharaj in Rochester?
I don't know. I know this story, but I don't think I was there.
Okay, so we played this fucking... It was God Below. We were friends with a bunch of bands. We were friends with God Below. We were friends with Maharaj from Hamilton. And the God Below guys, I remember like Slider or someone like hitting me up and saying like, do you want to play this fest in Rochester? And we were like, fuck yeah, we do. So like, we go to this fucking weird thing. It's and the drive is like, it's fucking Rochester, so like the drive is only like an hour. So they like get there, we're like rolling up. When we get there, I remember, oh fuck, I wish Wes was here because Wes was definitely there. The guy at the fucking path that you had to get to the stage, quote unquote, was wearing like a half cut like football jersey, like trash, like the shitty gray, like gray sweatpants
Like
shorts.
mesh sweatpants, yeah.
But stained.
Okay.
The guy was shot. Like,
Yeah.
he was probably my age at that point in time. And I remember, like, rolling up, like, hey, we're, like, this band called Every Time I Die. We're, like, playing ARP Fest today.
Yeah.
And he goes, yep, hey, there's a few structures out there. Stay away from them. There's a lot of rusty stuff. You might get cut. And second, wrap it up. There's a girl in there with chlamydia or something like that. And then was, like, past it. Like, that was, like, the gate. We're like, okay. That guy's going to come back in a hard way
Yeah.
later in the fucking story.
Yeah.
So we go in. As we're going in, we're just like, trees. Okay, we're starting to get some tents. There's some tents.
Sounds like that fucking movie with the Nazis.
Oh, Green Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like that.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
The exact opposites of Nazis.
Okay.
Like hippies.
Well, I'm just saying this whole scenario sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Green Room situation.
So we roll up, we park, whatever like that. the stage is legit made out of like trees. Like there's stumps and like
A board on
like
top?
oh dude, it was fucked up. And there's like generators, right?
Yeah.
We get out of the fucking like whatever the fuck we were in. At that time I think we were touring in like the 2 Altimas that the brothers owned.
Gotcha.
Like Jordan had like a cranberry one. Keith had like a
silver one,
silver
possibly.
one.
Yeah, I remember those
and
cars.
that's what we would like tour in. No cabinets. I didn't own a cabinet until probably like 4 years into the band.
Which is like borrow
Yeah.
them?
Yeah. Just roll up and be like, hey, I'm gonna use your cabinet. And like dudes would be like, okay. Like
Yeah, cool, man.
so we get out and John McCarthy's just like, this is fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome. And then just gets naked. Gets completely naked, and the whole day, like the whole night. I mean, this is like probably like 2 p.m., 1 p.m.
Wait, like you just stayed naked?
The whole night.
Yeah, it's the naked gimmick.
He played naked. So he got naked the entire night. He's just walking around naked. At one point in time, this would not swing in 2017. He jumped out of a bush with his dick in a hot dog bun and asked a girl if she wanted a hot dog.
Oh,
With his dick in the bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Legit happened.
his gimmick too is he had a super crooked dick.
I was hoping that you were going to be
Because
calling
he-
his
the-
dick a gimmick.
Yeah.
One time
His gimmick is real crooked.
he had a real crooked gimmick. In high school one time, I remember I was in the bathroom taking it, and like there's like 4 or 5 people in the bathroom. John just ran in by himself, like laughing, like dropped his pants to his ankles and stood not facing the urinal with like his left shoulder to the urinal and just pissed in the urinal because his dick was so crooked.
Yeah.
And like the whole bathroom just started like losing their minds, like laughing.
Very cool.
Yeah, he had a very strong naked gimmick, or just like, here's my crooked dick
I
gimmick
heard,
for a while.
But he was just like, oh, there's like trees and tents everywhere, so just like stripped.
Just got naked. He just thought, hey,
And stayed that way
it's this
for-
type of festival. Like it was,
but, like,
it
that's
was
like-
legit like sunny out for a long time,
Yeah.
and then it got dark. And I think he was like, oh, I should probably put some clothes on for the show, and then put clothes on for the show. In the middle of this show while we're playing, Keith comes up with some fucking gimmick that he has like a football or some sort of ball, and he says, whoever throws this up, or whoever brings this back to us, gets a free t-shirt. So he fucking throws this football, and people just start fucking beating the shit out of you for this ball. John, while this is happening, just gets naked. And now he's
It's like his
naked.
go-to.
It fucking comes to stage, and there's like probably like, now mind you, I'm this might be an over-exaggeration. I don't remember how many people were at ARP Fest, 1999.
Gotcha.
But there was probably like 12 people like in like a pile on the stage, like fighting over this ball, and then John's just sitting on them naked.
Yeah.
It's like his shitty butthole and dick is just like rubbing all over these people. Like while we're playing. Then the Maharaj guys, I knew it was coming. Then the Maharaj guys start lighting fireworks and just shooting fireworks at us while we're playing and these people. So like, I think it got so. I think that it was such a weird vibe that God Below was supposed to headline. And God Below was like, "Yo, we're playing before you guys. We're gonna get the fuck out of here."
I'm good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No one
So,
wanted to
it's
play
like,
last.
Maharaj finished off. Like Maharaj
yeah.
played last, and I think there was like a hippie band or something that played after him. So we watched Maharaj, of course, and then got in these cars and we took off.
Yeah.
So we leave. I get home. I'm asleep. At fucking 7:30 in the morning, Chris Arp, the guy who runs Arp Fest, is calling me. So, and at the time, it's landline. There's no fucking cell phones.
Yeah.
So I remember my mom being like, "Hey, there's a Chris Arp on the phone," and I was like, "Oh shit! I wonder if he like forgot something."
Yeah.
I answer the fucking phone, and he goes, "Hey man, what's up? Like, thanks for playing, man. I'm just like really stoked. Like the set was awesome or something." Like, I don't know. By chance, did you hear what happened last night? And I was like, "No, what happened?" He goes, "Well, I think it was like during your set or Maharaj's set, a dude hit another dude over the head with a fucking board, knocked him the fuck out, drug him to a fucking railroad track, and a train cut him in half."
Oh my god.
And Chris Arp said that he was in a tent, probably fucking,
Yeah.
and like the cops came and were like, "Hey,
There's been a
we
murder.
need to talk about this." The dude was still alive, cut in half. And Chris Arp said he like walked up and had to like hold the dude's
Oh
hand.
my God.
And the guy was like talking to him. Like nothing happened. He had no idea.
Like faces of death type shit.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he was just
It was
in
crazy.
shock. Oh,
guess who
God.
it was that hit him over the head? It was the dude at the fucking gate. Like when you
Oh,
came in,
man.
It was brother in the cutoff
Good
gimmick.
Tarantino there, because I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, see that?
Came back
Yeah.
in a big way.
Yeah, only this was real
I
life.
wove that story.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
And then Chris Arp went on to play in a band called... I'll get it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Keep going. But he was a fucking ripping guitar player. Oh, it was like... It's not Silosis, because that's Josh's band from Architects. It was a band like that. They're from Rochester. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll continue.
Yeah.
But
I
it
mean,
was...
yeah, those are probably John's best moments, and every
Crowning-
time I die, 'cause I'm
crowning
pretty
moments.
sure he didn't play a note.
Oh, no.
That bass was in the air, thrown around, just hammering on like
He was like the Sid Vicious of
oh,
fucking...
just
played
garbage coming out of that amp.
Us and Kid Gorgeous played in like Dearborn, Michigan. Do you remember this? It was like the basement of like a fucking library or something like
Yeah,
that.
I do.
There's like pictures of that show that just surfaced
Sick.
or somewhere. And I remember it was like one of those places with like a teen community center.
Yeah.
And they like had like stars on strings. And I remember playing, and at this point in time, like Steve said, he was like learning how to play guitar in Kid Gorgeous. Dude, I was learning how to play guitar in Every Time I Die. Like I had no idea.
Gotcha.
Like how to play shit. Like someone told me what a power chord was, and then I just kind of started figuring shit out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So I was like like the beginning like version of Every Time I Die, I was like concentrating the entire time. And I was writing stuff. You know what I mean? So like
you were moving around very
but
much.
still no, not at all. And I remember looking over, not hearing bass, and he had his bass up in there and he was just trying to knock the stars off the ceiling. Not a note being played.
Yeah,
just trying to knock them
not
off.
even trying
Like,
to
oh
play
my
a song.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, so then imagine going from that, and then Aaron kind of jumps in, who's just like a straight up
ripper.
fucking virtuoso, like
Yeah.
insane ripper. Like, I mean, an immediate like element, like noticeable element
There'd be like
to the
times
band.
I thought he would be asleep at like practice. Like he would like, look over and he would just be like, I remember writing Last Night in Town, and there's like some fucking shit on there that's like really tricky. That like I remember like me and Jordan's competitive nature would always come out. It would be like, oh, I'm gonna see if I can come up with a riff that Jordan can't play. And Jordan would do vice versa.
Yeah.
And that's like technically how we would write that Last Night in Town record. Like it was just trying to write like trying to be like jazz guys that knew nothing about jazz.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Aaron just being like slumped over, and then like, all right, do you guys have that? And then he would like pick his head up, yeah, and then just start adding shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like playing. It's like if you listen to the bass stuff on Last Night in Town, it's wild.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah, he was probably like the first like weed music guy that like I was, you know what I mean? Like he just would just get super high.
Yeah.
And like Andy said, he would look like he's just kind of like not interested.
What the fuck?
And then he'd be like, yeah, okay. And then he's just fucking ripping.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're like, okay, this is fucking
This
sick.
guy's the real deal.
What
Yeah.
show was it that you threw the bass through the window?
Oh, boy.
This was great. I don't know where it was, but I feel like your memory's better than mine on this because it was probably something. So we were renting a van off of a local band called Tomorrow's at Stake, which we ended up buying off of them.
They bought the van.
Taz. We called it Taz.
Yeah.
Because we put a Taz sticker on the side of it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And, you know, tomorrow's at stake, TAS.
Yeah.
Taz,
So, tour's over, whatever the last show was, and you had like a beater bass at the
I
time.
had a fucking Soundgear Ibanez that was like $149
Yeah.
at fucking Daddy's Junkie Music.
Nice.
No hard case, straight gig bag.
Gig bag.
Straight fucking gig bag. I mean, no backup, and not even like a change of strings. It's like, well, whatever strings are on this for the entire tour,
Yeah.
they better fucking last.
And Mitch opens up fucking shotgun and goes, "Tour's over, guys!" Boom, and just throws it through the van, and it just went out the back window. Like,
So it was definitely somewhere cold because
It was a cold ride.
Because this is before, you gotta understand, like, I
trailer.
mean, we didn't have a trailer, so what you would do is you would just take out all the seats in the van.
I learned the pack from Buried Alive.
Yeah.
Like Buried Alive had like a specific pack for
That's
just
great. It's like a
touring
thing.
in a van.
Yeah.
Like no trailer, and it was like the 8x10 goes up against the two front seats. Then the two 4x12s lay perfectly next to them on the thing, and then you put your heads in the back, and then the drums kind of get stacked wherever they can go.
Exactly. And
so
then
it's like lay flat, but like you would be like me if I laid in the back, like my chest would almost be at the ceiling.
yeah,
Ugh.
nothing is in cases. It's just
no room.
Yeah, you're just kind of just like kind of leveling it, just in the van, and then you just throw like a fucking crummy mattress on top. So, the mattress is kind of slippery or whatever. And that's exactly what happened. I got in shotgun. I was all pumped. I was like, fucking tour's over, guys. Great fucking tour. And I kind of just like shucked my bass in the gig bag from like shotgun to like the back of the van.
Yeah.
But it just slid
away.
all the way across, and the cleanest break through the back window, like completely through.
Yeah.
Like the entire bass went through.
Like it wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Like it was like one of those things where you'd be like, God damn, like now, like 3 of us wouldn't talk to Steve for like a day.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
we like laughed at it.
yeah, that's something that like would break up the band. Like year 5. Like I haven't talked to this guy all tour, just waiting for him to fuck up once. He just does something dumb. You're
Get
like,
him
all
out
right,
of here."
asshole, fucking peace. You know what I mean? But like, yeah,
Me and Mitch. So this morning, there's a venue in Buffalo that went out of business, and that's where like basically we stored all of our shit.
yeah,
So me and Mitch were like having this conversation about, and I wanted to bring. I know we've been talking for a while, but I wanted to bring up to you where when things are going great, like we just got off Taking Back Sunday tour, arguably probably one of the best tours we've ever been on. And if you're listening to this and you're an ETID fan, I'm going to give you the reasons. So the reason why it was a great tour is there was a ton of fucking people. The fucking shows were sold out. Every band on the tour was making money. Everybody's spirits were high. It doesn't necessarily mean those are the bands we always want to tour with, because everyone likes to just be like, oh, why aren't you touring with Dillinger and Converge? You know what I mean? Like that's when you read the comments on our like tour things, it's always the most like, why aren't you touring with this band? Why aren't you touring with this band? Well, a lot goes into it, and sometimes that just doesn't happen, and bands are already on tour, and they've already toured places a million times, and then a band comes along and says, hey, we want to take you on tour, and then you're like, you know what, that's a little outside the box, we're going to do it. So it's one of the best tours ever. Riding high, a bunch of shit happened on that tour that didn't fucking ruin our attitude at all. Like, we hit an old lady on a fucking highway.
Yeah.
Like, going through a fucking, a construction zone, a construction worker, this lady's flying, a construction worker comes out and goes, like, puts his hands down, like, slow down, and she just stops dead. We smack her. That would ruin the spirit. We were in the middle of the desert.
Right.
Yeah.
That would ruin the spirits.
yeah.
But
We
things
were
were,
just, like,
things were going so
laughing.
well.
Week later, we blew a transmission in the van.
Yeah.
Luckily, we rent, so like we didn't. We would have missed if it was our van and owned it. We for sure would have missed a show or
Would've been
two.
fucked, yeah.
But
It was always like, I remember just saying the word silver linings like all the time. So like that thing hit, we took like the fender off. It was just like, fuck it, we'll take the front fender off. Fuck it, keep going. You know, like blah blah blah. Transmission blows. Oh, we're in Barstow. Barstow del Taco is right there. Perfect. All right, let's go eat lunch.
Yeah.
Blah blah. Like everything just like worked out. So a week left of tour, Daniel's like, our drummer, is like, hey guys, I want to talk to you. And like, it's never good when one guy wants to talk to the whole band.
To everybody, yeah.
That just means he's gone.
And
he quits.
Yeah.
So like 1 week left to go. We're riding high, blah, blah. So we're like, okay, Daniel's out. We'll figure it out. We always have. That's like just nature of Every Time I Die.
Yep.
Just always work it out. So then play Buffalo, and it is the biggest show we've ever played.
Yep.
In Buffalo. The show's fucking crazy. All the fucking friends come out, except for you.
I was in Orlando.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should
I had to work.
Should have held off, man.
yeah.
So yeah, the show is fucking great. You know what I mean? Like everybody's there, friends are there, everything like that. And then like we get news that we like the venue's shut down. We don't have a drummer. Like when things are fucking great,
Yeah.
then literally
There's
life,
always
life
you
slaps
gotta,
you in the face.
You gotta balance it out somehow.
We were like talking about that today. Like it's if you've done something for as long as Every Time I Die's done something, and then you have to go through that shit.
Yep.
It is weird.
Yeah.
To like go through and you're like, oh shit, like we have all these banners and like we're looking at banners from like tours we haven't done in, I mean, literally 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, we still have these banners.
I saw on the
Like,
Instagram they've been putting up like old stuff from
Yeah.
like on this
Yeah.
day 3 years ago. It's
yeah.
really cool.
So like you go through that stuff and then you're just like, oh my god, man! Like there's so much shit that this band has.
Yeah.
And it's through the course of the years, like, oh, this was given to us, this was given to us, and then you have to take it and move it to another place.
Yeah.
And things are high. You're supposed to be fucking stoked. And
Yeah.
like we 2 weeks of tour left, like or 2 weeks of like the downtime.
Yep.
We still don't have a drummer. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we have 2 weeks to go.
Stresses me out.
Still don't have a drummer. We have a tour. We have a Canadian tour coming up. You know what I mean?
It's the life tax. We talk about that
Yeah.
before. You know,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
are things going good.
Like, has
yeah.
that ever happened to you? Like when it comes to like wrestling, like things are just going, and then just out of nowhere, it's like
A million
you get
times.
smacked in the face.
Yeah, there's like peaks and valleys. I always call it peaks and valleys.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like, yeah, things, it always, like you said, when things are going really, I like now I know to expect it.
Yeah.
When things are going really, really well, it's like something's going to happen here
Yeah.
to even things out.
Yeah.
But I think of it as like, if you're on a high and you're here, and then you get a slap in the face and it brings you down a little bit, when you come back, you're above
Of course,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
started. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, I try to look at it as, it usually works out that way.
Yeah,
As long as
it's
you know how
so
to
weird.
handle it.
I was
Yeah.
hoping you'd have a story there, but
Shit.
it is really hot in here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're actually sweating.
I'm
worse
seeing
than
a
I am
sheen
one
on my
time.
shoulder right now. Like look to the right, I was like,
Yeah, I can't think of like a slap there. Like just the biggest thing for me is, I hope this is a good example, is like basically I'd been wrestling well over 10 years. I was like 34, 35. You know, I always like talking about that when you're on that teetering, like you talked about it, Mitch, when you're like, you're going to school, but you're starting to tour more. So like you're, you know, fuck school, blah, blah, blah. Like I was personal training, and then it's like, you know, I've had things like, oh, I got to go away for 3-4 days. But then I landed something where I was going to go to England for like over a week. I was going to come home, have a day or two off. I was going to do 3 dates in Canada. And then I was going right to do like 3 or 4 days with Impact in Orlando.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of hard to tell your job, like, I need like 3 weeks off.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I just had to say, fuck it. And then basically flew to England. And it's just like, and then going into this tour being like, if I come home with nothing here, like, pretty
Yeah.
fucked. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then did the tour, and it was like, and then Impact signed me. Impact signed me and Laura at the same time, basically on like the very last day of like
Yeah.
the whole tour. So it was like, holy fuck.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
So weird.
yeah.
That's like-
it's usually how shit works.
Yeah, and that's like I
It's
don't know.
never as easy as you think it's.
We've talked about on the other podcasts where it's just like if there's something that you're like part-timing, like at least think over going full-time on it.
Yeah.
So it's like then when you're putting your full energy into that one thing, things will happen.
Yeah. Exactly. It's big risk, big reward.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I mean?
especially this line of work, you have to.
Yeah,
Like you can't part-time wrestling, can't
Yeah.
part-time music.
Yeah.
Can't really part-time any sort of art or
Yeah,
anything like that.
entertainment,
Yeah,
any of that
you got to
shit.
kind of be
all or
100%. Yep, full blown. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. Well, it is real sweaty, boys.
You know what?
You're not that bad?
This kind of feels good.
man,
Kind of feels
man.
like, you know, like the Vegas
What was our
spas.
longest podcast?
Dude,
The
we had some over 2 hours for
Okay.
sure.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah.
We would just
And
talk.
it was just rambling. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
The tables have turned.
people seem to like the content.
The
you know?
well, the thing is like we would always try to like keep it where you're like hearing it out of our mouths.
Yeah.
So there's like music outlets that will like drop things, and it's just like they'll just drop like 4 sentences, and then you give them the spiel. You know what I mean? So like you're hearing it out of our mouths, like, hey, this happened, and this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean?
well, you have like music. You have music websites
Yeah.
that will like just get a grip of the story.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
they'll say it, and it's like, okay, hey, check it out. Here's
Yeah.
a tour. We're gonna announce this tour. You know what I
I
mean?
gotcha.
Like, it's coming from our mouths instead of like you're reading it. Not saying like Lamb Goat's always been good to us.
Uh-huh.
PRP will literally put anything on. Like, this will probably make it on there. No offense, I mean to our podcast, but like Mitch being on our podcast,
Yeah.
will make it. It hasn't made the PRP yet,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah, Mitch.
now
being
that
on.
there's two, like the first music guest, it'll probably make it on.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like they will cover like what was the worst one? What was the one like there was one like a week and a half ago where it was like
Oh,
these
someone
guys
was
hung out.
hanging out. Oh, it was Howard and Adam.
Oh,
from,
yeah.
From Kill Switch.
Yeah, they were hanging out.
Just spotted hanging out for the weekend. I
That was a big headline.
yeah.
Come on.
I mean, look, dude, I don't read shit. The only thing I read is a Twitter timeline.
Yeah.
I'm not reading any books, so like I'm cruising through my fucking Twitter, refreshing, and I see that, and I'm just like, holy fuck. Screenshot it immediately into the group text.
Because it's like an ongoing joke that PRP will cover anything.
And there's the perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Big shit, man.
Real fucking
Big
good.
shit going down.
Oh, absolutely.
Ugh.
Like, what else is there more to write about that?
Man.
Then you
Yeah,
like
you
there's
said,
like a couple paragraphs.
you click the headline, and what else? Clickbait sucks, by the way. You ever been clickbaited?
No.
Like, they just, like, quote you saying something, like, stupid.
Oh, I mean, yeah, all the time.
That sucks.
But I also, like, will do stupid shit in interviews.
Yeah.
Like, give an entire, like, tour away. Like, I kind of did it with the Christmas show on this podcast. Like, I shouldn't have talked about the Christmas show.
I meant to tell you that, like, that was last week.
I mean, but listen, this Christmas show should have been announced by now that we're doing.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean...
This will come out before. It's going to come out about 4 weeks.
Oh. Well, anyway, yeah. We're going to do this rad Christmas show.
Yeah, it's going to be dope.
At Buffalo Riverworks on December 16th. There's going to be a bunch of bands and some fucking kick-ass wrestling.
I've said before, Andy has talked to me about doing like a rock and wrestling show in Buffalo for 10 years now. So the fact that we're actually doing it this year is like... It's
going to be fucking
awesome.
Yeah. So, you know...
find you opponent.
Yeah. We got to find you an opponent now, too. We're still the card is still to be...
Can you guys hire, like, jobbers?
Yeah, they're there.
See,
they're around.
Now that's what I'm definitely getting into wrestling wise. Like, I am obsessed with the jobbers.
We're shitty jobbers.
Like Dusty Wolf, the
Wolf
Gambler.
The Gambler's his favorite.
I
Dusty
love
Wolf
the
called
fucking
me out
Gambler.
on Twitter because I commented him. It was Jamie from Code Orange. I was like, "You're the fucking Dusty Wolf of music" or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Dusty Wolf's like, "Hey, my paycheck still says WWE," and I was like,
Sick.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Dusty Wolf.
Was that from like the 80s?
I guess he's still getting some fucking. You got to think that dude's probably there's probably Hogan squashing that guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, on the network, he's probably getting...
Like, is the Gambler still alive?
Oh yeah.
What does he look like?
I don't know.
We should try to get the Gambler.
I mean, you get the fucking Gambler. The Gambler on the podcast would be incredible.
He's been talking about the Gambler for a long
Dude,
time.
he's sick, man.
Yeah, Sandy,
He comes out with those cars, like that satin jacket with the
obviously
4 aces.
doesn't know how to use cars.
The best,
just fucking awesome.
the best Gambler match. I mean, there's a lot, but like the best Gambler match is Glacier's debut. So Glacier debuted on like Saturday night. What was that fucking Saturday night WCW show?
Shit. Not Clash of Champions?
Was it just called Saturday Night?
Might have been.
Like just WCW on Saturday night? Anyways, that show that was on Saturday Night Live, it was, the Power Hours.
Was it? On
Something
TBS?
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Glacier comes out, and you have like Southern Brother, like working in that, going against like a fucking like futuristic karate guy.
Exactly. A Mortal Kombat character.
And this guy is like doing like Southern bumps and like he's like working Southern style against like
karate kicks at him.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
He leg sweeps him and it just looks like he took a clothesline. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Remember Sandy Beach was a jobber from I always remember from the 80s.
Frank Williams, my dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember he got like smashed by Roddy Piper. He's like sitting there, like, so you're Frank Williams, and the guy's voice, he's like from Puerto Rico. He's got like dude. Type in right here, the little homework for the listeners. Roddy Piper, Frank Williams. So he like sits with him. He's like, so you.
Does he have him like on Piper's Pit or something?
He's like, so you lose a lot.
Really?
And like the guy kind of tries to like pipe up to Piper, and then Piper just beats his ass.
I'm watching that tonight.
I remember screen grabbing it and showing it to my dad. Like, man, I'm so proud of you. Like, the guy doesn't look.
Did he look like your dad?
No, he looks just like Benicio del Toro from Fear and Loathing. He's amazing.
Oh man, that's great. Are you looking it up right now?
No, I will.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
John Pettibone from HIMSA just texted me and said the podcast is awesome.
Nice.
I love hearing that.
Sick.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if it even comes up. It's got to come up because it was like he talks shit.
It might. I mean, it might only be on WWE Network.
Or on Frankie Williams.
There it is.
Yeah. Nice.
Is your dad's name Frank? Is that what it's from?
Oh,
okay.
Frank Williams. Let's get the audio here. This is like a new section of the podcast.
Being the kind of person that I am, and I like to give everybody a fair break.
Frankie Williams
When I'm
looks
doing
fucking
it
sweet.
Okay.
from my heart, I have a gentleman here
Legs
named
open.
Frank
He
Williams.
looks
White.
awful.
You were talking about white thighs the other day.
Yeah.
Frankie.
Frank Williams, first of all, I don't know where you come from. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. From Columbus, Ohio.
What? Why?
I can't believe I've never seen this
I've
before.
never lost a match in Columbus, Ohio. Have you ever lost a match? Yeah. It seems odd to me when you're talking about fighting careers and a career like myself.
Yeah.
I went on the premise of never having to lose a match. I've never lost a match in my whole career. I've had different things happen to me, but I have never actually lost a match because I figured once you were defeated one time, that it would take that oomph away from you that you needed. Yourself, you're just the opposite. I have never seen you win a match in my whole career of watching you, and I've seen you've been around.
Frank.
You've fought some
The graphic comes up, Frank Williams.
Why is is that other guy in a kilt?
That was his
What is that?
gimmick.
That's his gimmick.
Ride to the Piper, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What you do is instead of going after a man, you just back off.
Oh,
from him,
Piper's
maybe a
Pit.
little
Ah,
cover.
okay, yeah.
He played the bagpipes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm not coward nobody. I'm not afraid of nobody. Otherwise, I won't be down. Wait a second. Just relax. This is verbal. This is not physical. Pizzas or something
The
like
best
that.
is this is so unscripted.
I said,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of nobody.
I said I'm not afraid of nobody. He's from Columbus,
He
Ohio.
looks exactly like Benicio del Toro from Fear and Loathing.
Alright, so Frank Williams is Spanish.
Yeah. But he's from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Piper just starts beating the shit out of him.
He works him the fuck over, knees him in the face.
Yeah.
Dude's selling his ass off though.
Unbelievable. It's simple as this.
Just
Well,
yeah.
it just took a knee.
This poor dude.
Threw him off camera.
That's incredible.
Okay, did Piper like handpick Frankie Williams?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like walked back, was like, yeah, you'll do. You're gonna be on Piper's Pit tonight, and then just rips this dude up.
Piper has another one like that where he literally like I don't know why he takes a beer bottle and smashes it on his head. It like a legit
dude.
beer and it explodes everywhere and he's just bleeding
Look
and then he
up
just
that.
talks to the camera
Dude,
while he's bleeding.
it's the best, dude.
weirdest.
It's one of the best fucking promos though. So look up Piper smashing beer bottle on head too.
It's the best.
Look up Piper and Frank Williams though, because that's like,
that was
technically my dad.
that was pretty tough.
I like this off the cuff segment here on Chicken Ass. Just kind of
Yo,
like
we have another segment. We
Oh,
didn't
on
do
paper?
today. On paper.
on
So where you
paper.
break something down on paper and you just read it
like
it
something
would
that's
be
really
written.
cool but should be shit and you like read it out like he did like ICP like on paper
Yeah.
but they're legit millionaires like
Yeah.
Oh,
So, like, if you, like-
They obviously just on paper suck.
yeah, two guys
wrote
like dressed
on
like
paper-
clowns.
Yeah, it's just
rap.
like two dudes in Detroit were looking at each other and going, you know what? Let's rap.
Let's dress like
Let's dress
clowns.
like clowns.
Yeah.
And you just put it on paper, and then you read it, and you're like, this would never work. And then, like, 25 years down the line,
Yeah.
those dudes are billionaires.
He did it with like wrestling too, like two guys, like spandex, like one guy out of shape, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just on paper, like
why would you
neon
watch
tights,
this?
yeah,
Right.
neon Leonard's weird boots, wrist tape, like exactly. On paper,
On paper. I don't know if we could do that.
you know.
Nice.
Anything music related, but
All right,
because you can listen to it. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's fucking hot in here. I'm getting hungry.
it's hot
Yeah.
as shit.
Trying to play it cool here, but this is a fucking just
Straight sweatbox.
just fucking
It's a
boiling in
scorcher.
here.
You want to give him
Yeah.
give him the closer?
Yeah, the closer is. The heat's in the ring, brother.
This is honestly, I think this has been my favorite podcast so far.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Thank you.